Okay, in this ArcMap tutorial, this is the second one. We're going to go over tools, toolbars, and how to add the tools. The layout view toolbar, which goes along with the layout view we did in the first tutorial, and setting extents to your maps. So let's get started. Okay, back in ArcMap, there are a couple different ways you can add the toolbars, not tools, but toolbars to your map. One is to click the Customize button under Toolbars, and you can just click on any of these, and it'll add it to it. Or you can right-click in this gray area, and the same box will come open. And you pick a toolbar, and it will just automatically add it up here. Now, you're probably not going to be using a whole lot of different toolbars, but if you're going to be making maps to print or to send off in the PDF or save off that way, you're probably going to want to use one of the toolbars at least. And when you right click and go to Layout here, it brings this toolbar up. Now, if you notice, it's grayed out, and that is because it only works in Layout View. All right. Now, you see it's not grayed out anymore. Now, this toolbar is specifically for using in the layout mode here. Not data view, but layout view. And I'll show you real quick. For example, this zoom to the whole page. When you click on this, this will let you see the whole entire map as if you were going to print it out, right? Just like you have it now. That would be the full extent here. When you zoom, I'm going to bring this underneath of the other toolbar. All right. This is the layout view toolbar. This is your regular toolbar. Now you'll notice there's some zoom, zoom out, pans. These are two extents. Now there's a big difference in these. While you are in layout view, if you use the zoom tool on your regular toolbar, it will zoom into this area. Now you notice your map's still 36 inches wide, but this is what's covering the 36 inches now. Okay, so that is the full extent. And when you use your regular toolbar zoom, this is what you're going to be printing out at 36 inches. Now, if you use the zoom on the layout toolbar, you're basically, think of it like this. You're moving your eye closer to the printed paper map. Think of it that way. So now when you click that and you zoom, you'll notice your inches here you're just getting closer. They get bigger because you're getting closer. You're not getting closer to the data, you're getting closer to the layout map. All right. Same thing goes with your zoom out and your pan. If you pan here, you're going to pan across the page, like you're looking at the page. Full extent will let you see the whole page here. So that's the big difference between the layout toolbar and the regular toolbar. The last thing I'm going to show you is how to set the extent of your map. And by that, I mean when you click either the full extent here, or if you're in layout view here, this will always zoom to your whole page. This won't zoom to a particular extent. So this deals mostly with being in the data view. When you click this, it is almost like a bookmark, right? But it's using the extent. In other words, how close you are to the actual data when you click the full extent. To show you this, the best way to do this would be to zoom in, say to these two counties, and let's just say Mon County is the county you're going to be working in the most. So you want to keep that as your extent. so that anytime you click here, it's going to take you exactly back to here. All right. So to set the extent on it, you can do it in one of two ways. You can either click on your layers, right click on your layers, go to properties, and you'll get to this box. Or right click and go to data frame properties. I would probably use this if I were you. All right, now here, this is all about your extent. It's in the data frame tab. When you come down to extent of data, right now, if you add something that's even bigger than West Virginia on here, it's going to extend out to that and cover that every time you click this Earth icon. So it takes into consideration the data that you have on the map. Now, since our data is all 55 counties, we don't want that if you're just working in Mon County. So you get to the view by zooming into where you want, and you go to this tab, click Other, and specify extent. And the default will be current visible extent. That is the extent that you're looking at back here in this map. And that's the one that you're going to want to pick. Now, if you zoom out, no matter where you zoom to, and you click this full extent, it will go right back to the extent that you chose. Now, another way to really kind of do this is to pick, let's say we go back, all right, and now I want Marion County. So that's the county I have now. If you go into Bookmarks and create a bookmark, and you can name it whatever you'd like. I'm going to name this Marion. Click OK. Now, if I'm somewhere else and I go to Bookmarks, Marion will be here, and I click it, it goes right to Marion. So that's how you can, it's almost the same as setting the extent, but I would venture to say that setting the extent versus a bookmark, you will see later on the effects of your extent has on your features and your aerial photos and that kind of thing. But for now, this is, you can do it either way and it will work. So that's the end of the second tutorial. And the third tutorial, we'll get into setting some properties and queries and things like that. So that's the end of the second tutorial.